Hi, I'm Jeffrin Sharmita Prabhu, PhD scholar in the Department of EC here at IISc Bangalore. International Women's Day is a global celebration held annually honoring the social, economic, cultural, scientific, technological, and political achievements of women all over the world. From grassroots activism and global movements, this day serves as a reminder to advocate women's rights and for empowering women in all spheres of life. This International Women's Day, we would like to take the opportunity to motivate women to step into STEM through the narrative of women researchers here at IISc Bangalore. Today with me, I have Professor Dr. Soma Biswas, Associate Professor in the Department of Electrical Engineering. She is also part of the Artificial Intelligence Research Group, and her research work mainly are in the areas of computer vision, image processing, pattern recognition, and much more. Ma'am, we are really glad to have you here for this small conversation.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah. So, ma'am, the first International Women's Day was held in 1911. So that's like 113 years back. So how far have we come?
So I think we have come a long way since then because, back in those days, women had to really fight for each and every, even simple rights which we take for granted now. So that's why I say we have progressed a lot, and now you'll see girls and women, they are participating a lot, not only in the science STEM field but also in other disciplines as well. And even from, say, families or organizations, institutes, and even from the government level, there's a lot more support so that women can excel in their careers. So I would say definitely we have come a long way. But having said that, I think we still have a long way to go because if you look at many fields in engineering, even in, say, AI, so if you look at even the class trends, there'll be hardly one or two girl students as compared to so many boys in one section. So women are seriously underrepresented in many of the fields, though in some other fields there's a much more healthy gender ratio. And if you look at different levels, for example, say if you look at leadership level roles and even decision making roles, then the number of women there are a lot lesser. You can hardly count them actually. So so things are progressing, and I think I mean, day after day things are becoming better, but there's still a lot more things that can be done.
Okay, ma'am, like you told, like the ratio of female to male professors in academia or people in science is very less in India. So, do you think a woman, in order to come forward in the field of science, should need a strong support system in terms of their family or their spouse, or they can just do it just like that?
See, I think one of the reasons why the number of women in the field of science is less is because of the notions that in general people have, or our society has, that women can do better in this subject as compared to the other. For example, women can be better in humanities as compared to science, or better in medicine as compared to engineering. I think many of us grow up in this environment, and that is what shapes our thinking also. But if a girl student is really passionate about pursuing a career in STEM, or they are interested in these kind of subjects, then I think it's very important to have someone support them, or even if not family, maybe have a role model. And now we are seeing at least increasing number of women role models in very important positions who can serve as their model for them to pursue their dreams. Yes, and one more thing. I think regarding balance of family and work, one is the support from outside, right? The other is our own mental makeup. Many times we feel guilty about not being able to spend sufficient time at work or sufficient time at home. So I think we should break out from that mentality, and we know that we are doing our best in both works, and so I think that should be good enough for
Ma'am, what
us.
motivated you to take a career in academia personally?
Uh, so So even from my childhood, I was generally interested in science and math subjects, primarily because of the maybe environment I grew up in. So my father was associated with a scientific organization. My sisters, she was studying higher studies in physics. So the environment was like that, and I was always encouraged to ask questions and try out things. So that started my interest in science, and after that I did engineering. And as I got into higher studies, I realized that you have a lot of freedom to actually explore things, and maybe things will not work, you fail, and then you learn and move forward. So I think this freedom really helped me start thinking about being in academia. Yeah, so I worked in both industry as well as academia, and finally I decided, so it's not that one is better than the other, but I felt that this was more suited for me.
Whatever is suited for us, we'll
Yes,
go for it.
correct.
Ma'am, can you tell briefly about your area of work and what are the challenges do you face there, and how exactly do you try to overcome the challenges you face?
So is it more about the research?
Technical.
Okay. So I work in the field of artificial intelligence and machine learning. So as you might know, this is a very, very exciting field to be in. Everyone is talking about this. We all have heard about large language models, chat GPTs, and then generative AIs. We can generate images, we can generate videos. So it's extremely exciting field to be in, and a lot of things are happening every day. So that is also the challenge being in this field, because things are changing at such a fast pace. It can be really overwhelming because you don't know where you are today and where you will go tomorrow. So the way we work in our lab is to look at some practical problems. Say for example, even if we have one of these very good models, right? If we want to deploy them in one real scenarios, then what will be the problems that we'll actually face? So then those kind of realistic scenarios actually leads to a lot of research problems which we then try to work on. So leveraging both the advances so that it's more applicable to real world settings.
Finally, what would you like to tell to the women out there who want to have a career in STEM? What will be your advice?
So I would say that work hard. There is no alternative to working hard. You have to believe in yourself, because there might be others who don't believe in you, but you should not let that break your confidence. And you should be passionate about your work, and then your work will speak for itself at some point of time, and people who are not trusting in you today might start trusting in you tomorrow. There will be challenges depending upon the environment we are growing up in. So I think it's important that we keep this trust, and if we overcome this challenge, then we'll become more stronger tomorrow. And also I think we all need help and support, so we should not shy away from asking for support. And I think following all of this, we will succeed.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was great talking to you. I'm pretty sure this conversation will help so many people out there. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for having me.